recently who said, Panditji, I've been listening to your broadcast on radio, Shanti Vandana. I have watched your broadcast on YouTube and your live programs from the RRDS about being happy and enjoying your life. But it doesn't seem to work for me. It sounds so very good on the radio, sounds so very good when I look at your broadcasts, but it doesn't seem to work for me. And he explained that about 5 or 6 years ago, he went through a very painful breakup in a relationship. He was heartbroken. He says, Babaji, I was devastated. I just can't seem to get past those emotions. I get up every morning depressed. I go through the day and I can't seem to shake that sadness off, Babaji. I come back home and I go to bed depressed. So he told me that he had been through several counseling sessions, but he was not seeing any progress. What do you tell someone who has given up hope? Dear friends, he's asking now, Panditji, can you help me solve these emotional problems? So I said to the young man, I said, so you really don't believe you have an emotional problem? I really don't believe that you have an emotional problem. You're telling me about an emotional problem. But what I believe you have, friend, is a thinking problem. And I want you to understand this, listeners on Shanti Vandana. That young man did not have an emotional problem. He had a thinking problem. And he asked me, Panditji, what do you mean by that? You see, what is the first thing that you think about when you get up in the morning? I asked him. He said, well, Babaji, I think about how lonely I am and how hurt I've been. And I asked, what do you think most about when you go through your workday? And he said, Panditji, I think about how messed up my life is, how many mistakes I've made and how I wish I could do it all over again. So I asked him, what do you think about when you go to bed? He says, Babaji, the same thing. And I said to him, my son, I am not a psychologist, I am not a psychiatrist, but I think that your emotions are working just fine. They are working just the way God intended them to do. You see, friends, our emotions simply respond to the way that we are thinking. You see, the way that we feel, it is really just a gauge on how we're thinking. They are neither positive. Our emotions simply respond to our thoughts. They are neither positive or negative. They are followers. Emotions are followers of thoughts. They merely allow us to feel what we're thinking. They're really the litmus test on how we're thinking and what we're thinking. And if you go around thinking sad thoughts all the time, guess what, friends? You're going to feel sad. And if you're going around thinking angry thoughts all the time, Are bhaiya, yes sister, you're going to be angry also, isn't it so? But if you go around thinking happy thoughts or peaceful thoughts or thoughts of victory, dear friends, you know how you're going to feel. You're going to be victorious. You cannot go around all day thinking about the people who have hurt you, friends, and all the mistakes you've made or the mistakes they have made, and expect to live any kind of happy and positive life. Dear friends, you've got to let go of the past and start dwelling on the fact that Bhagavan, God, has a great future in store for you. He has a new beginning for you. This is the start of a new year. And therefore, start dwelling on the fact that God has, what He has promised, He will deliver. He will turn this situation around that you're in now. But my friends, it starts with your thinking. It starts with your thoughts. Choose to think the good thoughts. Dwell on the good thoughts. You have to reprogram your mental computer, dear friends. And when you do, your emotions will definitely follow. Hare Om Namo Narayana.